Good evening to anyone joining us. This is Bake Square Gaming. I will be flying solo tonight, if you haven't gathered from the accent. This is Scottish Bex. Unfortunately, our other lovely shotgun stealth loving Bex is down at the moment. Frog in her throat, not very good. So tonight you're just stuck with me. Gonna have a bit more of a slightly chilled evening. It will be 7 Days to Die, but it's going to be a slightly different 7 Days to Die. This is my 7 Days to Die, essentially, which is more building, chilling, chatting, not really focused on zombie killing, more focused on rebuilding. So let's build as a new random world, shall we? I tend to stick to the 8s because I find if you go smaller, sometimes we don't have a trader. So we're not gonna have, it's just gonna be me. I'll put a password in just to be safe. I'm not gonna tell you what that is. So I'm just gonna leave the settings as standard. Blood moon. So I'm gonna disable the blood moon. I'm gonna disable the warning because we're not gonna have that. We're also going to turn the zombies off. So I'm gonna, essentially we're making this as easy as possible. Blocks are gonna be, breaks gonna be higher. We're not gonna respawn any loot. We're not particularly interested in loot. This is going to be done in creative mode. So they call it cheat mode, but essentially I call it creative mode. Turning them off. As you can see, enemy spawning is off. Pretty much everything's turned off essentially. And we're not going to be using multiplayer, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, so let's let that generate. I don't know, can you? Ooh, yeah, you can. So I haven't looked at this map in advance. I don't know what this map's going to be like. This could be disastrous. Essentially the aim of the game is to, I don't know about anybody else, but one of the problems I have when I play 7 Days, and I have a lot of hours in 7 Days, is I want, every time you see a hole in the side of a building, I want to fix it. That sounds so silly, but I do. I want to go in and I want to fix the size. So one of the ways I play 7 Days when I'm playing on my own is not the way it's designed to be played, which is zombie killing. I treat it more as a building sandbox. That's my relaxing way of doing it. So there's a couple ways of doing that. You can do it, which is the way I'm doing it here, which is where you turn creative mode on, turn zombies off. You can also do creative mode on and zombies on, but blood moon off. My concern with that though is zombies will damage the rebuilding that you're doing, so I tend to turn them off. And then another way of doing it is creative mode off, but zombies off. So you're having to build everything from scratch. You're having to make all the concrete. You're having to cut down all the trees for the wood. You're having to do it very slow method, which is really relaxing if you want to go that way. And the other method of doing it is just leave the game on as is and let it run. Not tend to be the way that I tend to run. I definitely prefer to do it this way. I find it just so much more relaxing to do it this way. But I think there are some advantages to doing it the other way. I like having creative mode on. I like to not have to think about it. I like to just be able to get all the pieces that I need to make it look the way it should have looked when it was still standing. And I enjoy doing it that way. So we'll see how this goes. First thing we've got to do once it builds is actually find us a city or town. And then pick a spot and go from there. So we'll see. So there'll be a bit of a mix. Sometimes I might go a bit quiet, other times I'll be chatting around what I'm doing. But feel free to join in the chat and chat away to me if that's what you want, and I will go from there. Rebuilding simulator. It absolutely is rebuilding simulator, Ark, and you're absolutely right. Just feeds into my OCD and that need to fix the holes in the building that I see every time we play the game. And I don't have a minimum. I mean, I have, last time I checked, about 2,300 hours in this game, so I have played this game a lot. I like this game. I also see its potential from the building side as well, definitely. It's taking a while. It can take a couple of minutes. I wanted to obviously show you from the beginning me actually creating it, so you can see I'm not using any cheats, I'm not doing anything, any kind of modding or anything like that. This is just purely the creative side of the game. And if people like it, I will stream it again. We're kind of getting there now. I prefer to build, if I can, do the rebuilding in the nicer areas, so the green areas or the sand areas. And snow's not too bad. The background sounds a bit nicer. It's not as doom and gloom. You can see further. I think when you build in the burnt out areas, it's a lot of oppressive music, which kind of defeats slightly the purpose when you're kind of be chilled out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Hey Marie, how you doing this evening? Or for you this morning, or maybe the afternoon. I will get that right one of these days. Afternoon. I am not doing too bad, thank you. Quite chill this evening, or trying to be chill this evening, hence current gameplay. So obviously with creative mode on, there are some benefits to this. I can give myself top end gear, I can give myself developer tools, I can fly. That's really handy. The idea is building, it's not meant to be the slog, although I must admit I do quite like doing the slog side of it too sometimes. On our other server that we're playing when we play the 7 days more traditionally, I think if we play that much longer, the base is done, you'll probably find me sneaking into the city when nobody's looking to rebuild that. I've been known to do that in the past on server games. I start rebuilding the city and it's so slow because you have to actually make all your individual concrete and stuff, and it's not quite the same as the sneaky just grab it from the creative box. But you're here in spirit though, Arkin. You're here in spirit. Or in the chat at least. Should be just about there now. Come on, game, kicking. taking its time. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so one of the first things I always do in creative mode is the same thing I think most people do in normal mode, which is get the starter quest just done and out of the way. Okay, so for those of you who've never seen creative mode in 7 days, all you get is an additional toolbar marker at your top, which is this little light bulb. So if you click on this, this takes you into creative mode. And as you can see, you pretty much have access to everything, including, if you turn this on, anything that's connected to the devs. So there's a wee sneaky way I'm going to get around this, and I'm going to get me do these quests, get them off the... Okay. So there's also a sneaky thing you could do right now. Instead of hunting for them, you could just put them in your inventory from creative mode, but I tend to just do it quickly. It doesn't take you too long to find what you're looking for. Unless you're being unlucky with the feathers. My goodness, where are all the feathers? It's because I turned the loot down, isn't it? There we go. So the reason I turned the loot down is mostly because, again, like I said, I have access to creative mode, so I'm not really looking to loot as such. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can find out where the trader is. Okay, now, this is where I'm gonna get really sneaky. I'm actually gonna use flight, so I can just stay above everything and go straight to where I'm going. Let's make this a little quicker, shall we? You move a little bit faster in flight mode than you do in standard, so... And the trader's next to a city. That's handy. We can actually potentially start here, although I don't see any skyscrapers here.
Stop staring, asshole.
Look, excuse me. Right. So that's one trader on the map. So let's have a look at this town. Let's see if there's a good town to rebuild maybe. It's in the green zone, at least. Yes, isn't he? He absolutely is. So it's spread out. It's mostly housing estates. I think we must be towards the edge of a map because that looks like water out there. So what I tend to do is look for the centre of the map. It's back from anyone who's played this game from a long time ago. They used to put the central city in the middle of the map. They don't quite do that anymore, but it's always a good place to start before you expand. You might find we come back here. But I tend to hand out and get an idea for the middle of the map. And if I go up, I can be sneaky. Look, there's a big one over there. You can see the maps. And there's looks like there's another big one up that direction. I can just see the roads on the edge of my map. So let's see if we can find a decent town. So this one it's not bad. It's quite small. And it's not really that I want a massive one to rebuild because that will take me forever. It's more I want one with more options. So more downtown areas, potential skyscrapers, that kind of idea. So that looks like that's two really close together. I don't know how far other people have their view set. Mine's is set quite far, I think, but I think that's just I'm quite lucky with my graphics card. So, oh, that looks like that's a good one coming in. Ooh, yeah. So this is not everyone's cup of tea, the rebuilding, but it's more a nice chilled evening. Or for some people, afternoon. Right, I think we're coming up on this town now, so let's go back up and take a look at it from a distance. Yeah, that's got much more options here, I think, than the other town. Still no full-blown do things over there. We'll settle down in here, I think, do a bit in here, and we can always move to another town if. But there's a few different ones here, so I tend to start by picking a house and working on that, and then from there expanding out. So let's head out over to the housing district and pick me a house. This was cozy, but it's gonna need a... Oh, it's just a garage with no house left. Well, that's a little less cozy than I thought. How about... What do people think of this green one here with the... Should we start here, maybe? Right. First thing I'm gonna need. So let's get things out of my bag. I always keep that just in case. Right, So we need to get some building tools. So okay. So that's not what I was looking for. Put that in my bags anyway. I was looking for. I tend to do concrete. That tends to be the way I go. So let's have a look round. So the first thing I start doing is usually. Right, so that's a bit of repair work there. So the first thing I tend to do is come in, strip out everything that's in here. I know, it's so handy, isn't it? Unfortunately, what it also does is if you're not careful and you misclick, it shoots things like miles away. Like that. So I tend to just sort of get a good feel for the place first. What you do need to be very careful of when using this, if you use this wrong, you can actually do that and blow things up, which causes massive dents and massive damage. So it's always best to dismantle them the old-fashioned way. Okay. Oh, what's the new ratchet one called? It's not a ratchet, is it? It's... Impact driver, that's what it is. There we go, just wait till I get a level 6 one. So I don't really tend to search things, since I can make most of what I need. Let's see what state the roof's in. Oh, see, and then you get ones like that just, like that, no matter what you do, doesn't dismantle. It leaves holes and things. Great. That's not bad space. Okay. What am I... Oh, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so... Chicken! One of the first things, I think, once I've kind of got a feel for a house, and I roughly know where I am, one of the things I do like to do, usually straight away, is upgrade a house's base. And mainly so that one of the things I found when doing rebuilding is that sometimes the game design, as you know, this game has physics in it, and it was designed to only hold a certain amount of weight, and that includes all the damaged bits. So when you start rebuilding, yeah, things start collapsing. So I found sometimes the best thing you can do is reinforce before you start so that it can take the weight of anything that you do. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. So we have wood, we need cobble. Need cement. Ooh, where's the mix? And then okay, so I tend to just go down and before I go any further, brush. Let's grab a paintbrush and mark what that was. Of course I'm not paint. That'd be useful, eh? Just so we know what that was while we go around. Right now, this is where it gets difficult because to reinforce the ground, the boundary ground, I have to actually get to it. Why am I doing this the hard way? Clearly it's been too long since I did one of these. So Oh my goodness, I keep missing that. So let's... Yeah. I do remember when the cement had drying time actually. That used to be quite annoying. Now you just drop it and run. Right, so we're gonna get... Oh! See, now this is interesting because this actually seems to have a different shape. And I'm wondering where it doesn't... Oh, it does have that shape, look. Is that different from... Oh, okay. So that's a different shape. So we actually need to shape that block. But it doesn't go around the corner. Bet you this one does. It does. Okay. Right, so as I said, the main aim with this here is so that anything we build, if we have to do any repair work, doesn't cause the house to cave in, which can sometimes happen. I must admit, I do remember the concrete drying time and the issues you would have when you were desperately laying stuff in time for Horde, and you know it only had, you know, I think it was only 1,500 hit points when it was still drying, but 5,000 after, and you were desperately desperately hoping that it would repair in time, that it would dry in time for the Horde night. Okay, so we've got some repair work to do on the outside, so let's just get them in. It was very, yeah, definitely. Okay, so a trick here. I'm going to assume the window stops there. I think I'll go like that. Ooh. Ah, interesting, look. That does not line up. But that does. Oh, I've seen it do this before. For some reason, oh, you have to get it exactly. I can never remember. I'm sure it was side on down here. You had to get. There is a way to get it to do it. It always fights with me every time because it's not side on. I always thought it was. Oh, I'll come back to that. That'll do my nutting. Right. Right, so the base of the house is reinforced. So it doesn't matter what we do now, the house should hold. That's what matters. If only life was that easy. See, one of the other things I like to do is sometimes I just rebuild a house as it is, and other times I like to review the layout and think, can we make it more efficient layout? There's different ways you can do this. You can honour the original setup essentially. Or you can renovate to your heart's content. Like this. I mean, I find this layout very strange to me. Now, I know that 7 Days is set in various parts of America, and I don't know what American houses look like. I just find it really weird that there is a closet, as Americans would call it, off of a bathroom. That is just bizarre. Now, if that was off the room there, it would make more sense to me. But yeah. The linen closet's in the bathroom. Interesting. Good to know. Let's turn the light headlight on. See, like me, I'd be tempted to close that off and then open this bit up in the bathroom, but I just find this a really strange space. The layouts of some of these rooms. And yeah, I knew you didn't keep your washing machines in your kitchen. I think that's a really British thing, to be honest. Okay, where am I? Just gonna reinforce that, wasn't I? Right, so let's strip out these broken ones. So I think the roof sections are always more complicated. Where does that roof bit come down? Not there by the looks of it. So well, okay, fair dues. Now, yeah, okay, I get it. I get, yeah, it's a little weird that we wash our pants in the same room as we cook, but it's, I don't know. I don't think many houses have utility rooms in Britain. I mean, I know some houses do, but that's kind of, yeah. Right, that goes out. That was not what I was wanting to do. See, I'm distracted. Hello! How you doing? Are you well this evening, for Spider? Let's see if we can. I am not bad, thank you very much. Fighting with the roof at the moment, trying to get this roof to play nice. Ooh, that looks like that goes. Yeah, there we go. So the question is, oh yeah, that's the. I must admit that's the one advantage when you're in creative mode and you can just break it out like that. I don't know. It's a nightmare when you do it with any other way. So I suspect this is going to be a full. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I suspect that this actually should be a full piece as well, because otherwise it's going to leave a weird mark in the corner. Like this, maybe? I see that's still producing a... That would imply... Ooh, like that. I think definitely. So... Do we think it's... I'm going to go with that. I think that looks right. And then it's... Oh yeah, then it's going to be small pieces, isn't it? Yeah, like that. That's going to fit in there. So, the question we then have to ask is... Do we think... Do we think there would be a window here? Like a higher up window maybe? Like 2 panes? Or do we think... You know, so obviously I suspect this is going to go up fully like that. And again, this is going to come across. Like this. I say that feels right to me. You up to much this evening for Spider? Do we suspect there would be like a window, like a higher up window like that maybe? Or do we think that's just going to be a wall? I think that might have just been a wall. Decisions, decisions. feels off. The balance of the house feels off with the house up, with the window up like that. If anything, it would be there. Okay, so yeah, that feels right. Well, that's the edge of the house. Okay. So what do we think? Do we think there'd be a little window there? Extra light for the... Looks like the evening sun certainly comes from that direction. Any thoughts? It feels right in terms of balance, but yeah. As in, you think it should have been higher up, like there's a big window there, so I'm not sure whether they're actually... That's a good point. Usually when you have a big window, you don't tend to have a small window next to it, do you? Oh, I'm stuck on it. No, I think I'll leave it at that for the moment. I think that feels semi-right to me. I can adjust again later if I dislike. How strange. Is it layered there? That can't be right. It must sit. Oh! That sits against the window. Isn't that interesting? Just one moment. Apologies for that, I was just dealing with the dog. Okay. Let's have a look. I keep getting stuck. It's the problem with flight mode, isn't it? You get stuck on things. See, it does seem to be on the outside. Let's have a look. Which means essentially I can't do that bit yet. I have to do this one first and then two side ones. Right. I love that they added in the copy rotation. I do not know how I lived without copy rotation before. Oh, come on. There. Oh, come on, paint. Every time. It does do it, you just have to hit it right. I fight with it every time. Ah. Okay, so we have repair work done here. Take it. Does that look right underneath? Yes. Okay, so let's fix this wall here. And we can get this one done. Oh, oh, this is going to be one of those annoying pieces. I'm going to have to find it, aren't I? Oh, there we go. That looks about right to me. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, let's see if we can get some of this roof repaired. I suspect it's going to go like that. So if I put that there, it's okay. Right, yeah. So that's going to need a ramp slot, isn't it? Is that going to be the right space there? Ah, boom. Okay. That seems to work. So that looks like... That looks like that's sort of falling in line. I mean, maybe I'm mad. I just... Every time we play the game and there's all these holes in the buildings, every fibre of my being is going, just fill the hole. You must fix it. And that was interesting. That was a hidden stash. Now I know for future reference on that building. That's what that is. Oh, the things you find when doing build mode. Okay. Okay. Let's... Is my torch on? Yes, it is. I don't know how far other people go. I've never really watched anybody do any kind of rebuilding in the game. And I don't know if... when I tend to do my rebuild, I tend to build it as if I kind of have a scenario in my head. So for example, when I do it this way, I think, okay, the zombie apocalypse is a card. It's a bit like 28 days later, you know, they've all died out, and now we're trying to rebuild the world, essentially. And in creative mode, you think, well, how would that work? And I'm like, well, if you imagine you came from a more sci-fi background, you know, you could think about a replicator. Now, when I say a replicator, I don't mean those funny little spiders from Stargate. I mean a replicator machine like Star Trek, you know, in that sense. But I tend to think of it as if you're building it so that other people essentially are going to move back in here. So I like to put things like solar panels on the roof, wire up the lighting, you know, actually make them active buildings. I don't know if other people go as far as that. I've never really sat down and watched a lot of other building videos. So I don't know if other people do the same thing or not, or if they just treat it more like House Flipper and you know, clean it up, build it on, expand it out and sell it on. I'm not quite sure the method that other people take with this. Okay, we have... I think that's sort of the roof kind of semi-cleared up. Again, there's also other ways. The few times that I have seen some people do it as well, they do treat it a bit like, well, how do you make it look prettier? How do you make it better? I tend to start by, certainly from the outside perspective, restoring it to what it was, and then potentially cleaning it up if it still needs, you know, if I think, oh, I don't like those green bricks, or I don't like, you know. So the only downside I would say to this is you don't have a lot of, how to put it, fresh paint, shall we say. Everything looks like this. Everything looks like it's seen better days and needs another coat of paint. Which I get, it's an apocalyptic game. Kind of goes hand in hand with that type of game, really, doesn't it? But it would be nice if they were, I mean, it's been built with a creative mode. I presume more for designing your own POIs and less actual doing what we're doing here. But still, you would think that they would add fresh paint patterns in, really. Okay, let's a bit more cleanup. Oh, that was creepy. Creepy piano music. What's that about? See, I used the wrong type of block there. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that creepy piano music either. I'm glad it seems new to you too, because I'm like, I don't remember that. That was kind of creepy. It was this, wasn't it? It was at the bottom of it. Oh, come on, let me. Really? You're gonna make me destroy that so I can paint? Alright. So I very much think about it as you're trying to restore homes, shops, work areas for people potentially that are moving back in now that the end of the world is over. Not quite sure how that works, but yeah. So I did it again here. I put the wrong bit. So I tend to not just clean up the house, I tend to do quite a bit more. I tend to clean up the area around the house and essentially create, if you were to go through a real living space now, what would it look like? And the same principles apply, really. You know. Oh, maybe that should be that, but never mind. See, look, this is what happens when you're not paying attention and you use the wrong blocks. And even like this, I mean, this is what I was saying about the blocks always looking like everything looks like it always needs repaired, and I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to have some textures that actually look clean, fresh paint. You know, like you have actually just painted. Which would be nice. Let's see. Ah. These are the harder ones to do because they're lined up outside rather than... Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. So that's the outside repaired. That looks right now on the inside. Although that's random. Oh, that's because that's where the chandelier was hanging, wasn't it? Okay, so do I want to make any internal changes to the house? So we have... Let's go upstairs and take a look. Right, so I missed bits here that I need to do. Ah, perfect. So this is where my brain would kick in and I would be like, I would potentially convert the loft. I don't know if I'll do that this time, but that's some of the things that goes through my mind. Like, do I want to leave that just a loft space? Do I want to convert that into another room? If you convert it into another room, where's the way up? Because you need to add in a entrance space. You know, would you potentially turn this closet into an entrance space? Fortunately, in creative mode, you do still get hungry and thirsty. Why did I get that mod and not put on? Okay. Trying to decide what to do here. It's potentially I would open that up into a more open planned living space, I think. And then you've got, what did you have here? We have, oh, let me in. One smallish bedroom here, a bathroom, and what I presume was previously a master bedroom with an ensuite and a wardrobe, cupboard, closet thing. Just try to cover all the bases there for wherever you are and whatever wording you use. See, 'cause to me, I get why they're in, and I get these are useful in terms of for, you know, the game and that, but I think when I start into doing the renovations, I think more, you know, I would potentially double that up. If I was to leave that as a storage space, I would do that, and or leave one pillar in and make a throughway like that and open the space up a bit more, which I'm very tempted to do because this is quite cramped space. Can think that one through because I can replace the walls at any given time. Do I want to convert the loft? I think I'll leave it as is. I think I'm just going to paint it and get on to doing some repairs on some more interesting spaces, I think. I can come back and renovate later. Let's just... Game, seriously? With the creepy music? We'll just put back in what was there, I think, for the moment. Oh! Oh, look at that. Trap floor bits. Is there glass in that? I gotta know. Hang on. That's just a frame. Nah, we need glass in there. Okay, let's try that again. Let's let that then, is it? It's that. The only thing with that though is it's a bit grubby looking. Oh. Right. Right, so the downside with the floor, and you have to kind of fix the floor, because if I show you, if I take another texture, let's just grab this texture and paint over one of these, you end up with that weird square that doesn't paint. So you have to take those floor pieces out. Okay, that was a weird noise. There are no zombies in this game, so what did I just hear? Oh. So one of the things that I do as well is I hate these open cupboards, so I tend to replace them. Either with cabinets like that or with the furniture items that you can get like that. And then you can safely put in what you want. So okay, so let's get kitchen cabinets, and I'll probably find I'll rip this whole kitchen back out later. I'll be like, nah, don't like it. Nah. So I just feel like that's such wasted space. Every fibre of me is like, that's wasted space. So yeah, there's a couple of principles that you can do this by, which is just picking the colours that are already there and basing it on that essentially. So what you're doing is fixing the damage rather than actually decorating, but at the same time some people take the chance to fully renovate when you do it, and I think like this, I just find it really weird that the let's get the house repaired and then we can decide if we want to do anything to it or just move on, essentially. I suppose that's the best way to deal with it. Oh, you son of a... I need to go fix the roof now. Where did I shoot? Here. Okay, let's... Still find that cupboard really weird. Okay. It's like this little bit. It's like this. I mean, it's supposed to represent a rug. I don't know. Decisions. Do you know what? Let's just do it my way because it will bug me if I don't clean the house up and make it pretty. It's gonna chew at me. Let's be honest. Ooh. It's like, what did you do with your Saturday night? Oh, my OCD kicked in and I randomly started building weird things in houses. Okay then. See, that's on the outer rim again. The problem with that is you've got to line that up just right to get that to sit. Come on, play nice. There we go. So I'm going to open this space up because I don't like it. Well, it feels better to me. I don't know if that's just me, but it does. You're going to have a nice big open space and a roof. Make the rest of the space open too, so that you get to feel the big open space above you and not just start, we're not going to have that wood. We're going to have, where is our ceiling? Let's get rid of that. Right. What I tend to do with the window frames is I tend to put the white around them rather than the wood. Just a weird quirk of mine. Right. So there we go. That's gonna look way nicer. Okay. Yeah, see, I prefer that. And I would probably do the same there, to be honest. Right, I was going to say I shot a hole in the roof, didn't I? I need to fix that. There we go. Okay, so we've opened this space up. Let's now do what we want to. I think I'm going to shuffle this space around as well. What did I do with my concrete blocks? There they are. So if I open that, yes, and then still a very tight little space, but that's okay. I'm going to leave the loft open for the moment, but I will, or attic, and we'll dismantle that a bit. Change the windows. I don't like the grimy windows. Do you know what? I hear movement outside. It must be chickens or something. Because I'm hearing movement, and every time I hear movement I go This game has me way too conditioned. Okay, so nice big open space. same one, that's fine. Let's... See, that feels better. It feels more fluid to me. Others may agree, may disagree. I just... Now you get to feel the big space rather than it just being there. Okay. Ugh, they're all so horrible. No, I think a nice light and airy colour is definitely better than the darker for this space. Do you want a contrasting brick wall? Maybe? I'm probably not the best person to ever pick colours for anybody's house. I mean, my bathroom was a bright sunshine yellow. That says everything, really. If you carry that across and into the kitchen, and just have that as a feature wall, essentially. Maybe. No, it's not what I did. Now there's a sneaky thing you can do here. Instead of putting the glass on the inside, is that what I'm looking for? That might be what I'm looking for. So instead of putting the glass plate here on the inside, which would sit like that, one of the sneaky things you can do, which we can't do right now actually because of the way this one's layered, is you can actually set it... Oh, we might be able to. On the outside. Like, I don't think I can do it because I think this one's top one's sitting like that. We would have to move that up. Did that like that. If you can actually put the glass on the outside, and then what that lets you do in a really sneaky way. Where are you? Is actually use the windowsill as a windowsill. Look at that. So if you put the glass, if you use something to hold the glass on the outside outer layer, if you use a frame to hold the glass on the outer layer, you can actually use the windowsills as proper windowsills, which I don't think I've seen many people do before, but yeah, I don't like these wooden. Let's not sure I like the black granite either, but what can we do? Well, that's better. You're gonna fight with me, aren't you, little sideys? Come on. Where are you? Where's that hidden paint point? I know you're in there somewhere. I hate these little ones. There is a hidden paint spot that you have to hit exactly right to get it to paint. I fight with them every time. Come on. I'll come back to it. So, yeah. And I actually think that is better. And it actually makes, I think having something sitting in the windowsill actually makes it feel a way more real actually, which I like. Let's get some blinds up. That's not what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. Every time. Just gives it a better feel, I think. And I always use the bulletproof glass purely out of habit, I think, from when I do play with zombies on. If I don't want them destroying some of the stuff I've done, and the bulletproof glass is the sturdiest. So it makes more sense to use that normally. Okay, let's do a quick. I'll fight with the corners later. She says that she still fights with the corners. They do paint, it's just there is a hidden paint spot you have to hit, and it's a nightmare. Once you find it, you get it on all of them, but it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I am a little behind on my... I'm gonna have the same problem here, aren't I? Because that top bar is in the way. So what are people thinking? Do people think... Do people like the idea of being able to use the windowsills? I do. I think that's quite handy. A handy thing. I know it's slightly more annoying because it means your windows sit slightly forward. But if you're using the frames, I don't think it's that noticeable, to be honest. I think it's okay. And I think having the option of being able to put things on the frames, on the windows as almost like actual windowsills, window ledges, I think works quite nicely. Right, let's think about what we want for the kitchen, because this is hideous. But then most of the kitchen tile stuff's hideous. Oh. See, that's probably too dark. Should we go for a wood and have wood that goes across both the living room and the kitchen, maybe? I'm gonna fight with this. I always fight with this. I'm not... There's so few of the textures that I actually think look nice that I end up fighting with it all the time. I think I prefer that to the... It's still absolutely hideous, but you know. I think that looks nicer. Again, that was movement. I heard movement. That just... Instinct to this game, you hear something, check it out. Still light enough, I think, but it doesn't look as unpainted and gross as the brown does. I mean, I don't mean to be funny, but that's kind of a wrong shade of peachy brown to have on your walls. It looks kind of unpleasant. I think that's the word I'm going to use, and I'm going to stick to it. So the question is, do we leave the little lip here? I think we should, because it segregates them off quite nicely. I think that's... And then, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... So the question then leaves, do we leave that as an open space? Or do we wall this off to fully create a separation between the bedrooms and the, you know, like that? Do we? Obviously I have to leave a door. My point being, do you make that a more defined space? Like that. With either an archway defining that that's a whole other area of the house, or do you just block it out and have a door there? Hey Tucker, how you doing? You having a good day? So the question is, do we block it off like that and separate out entirely the bedrooms? Or do we keep it like that but then put an arch in there so it keeps the open flow to the room but still has some kind of separation feeling to it? Good, glad you're having a good day. Good days are always good. Arch, where's the archways? That's what I'm looking for. You know, like that. So it keeps a still open plan feeling, but separates it into showing it's a separate kind of space, maybe? That works. We're having a more chilled out version of 7 Days tonight. Doing a bit of rebuilding. Rather than... Oh, what was that? Rather than zombie killing. It's the other side to 7 Days really, isn't it? It's using the sandbox aspect, creative mode. And lurking. Lurking is always good. Gotta enjoy a good lurk. Okay, that totally made me sound like a stalker, and I didn't mean it to. And then I tend to do, if I do archways though, I tend to do that to give it a complete defined space so you can see it's a different room essentially, like that. You enjoying the Arma 3? I don't think it's something I haven't played actually. No. I know, what's going on with the background music at the moment? I'm trying to have a nice chilled out game and we're getting creepy background music. I can see I saw something move and I did. It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit, people. I don't know why I keep panicking. There are no zombies in this game and I'm still having moments. See that? So not enough swatches in this game. Instinct, I think, Tucker, for the game. You know, something moves. If you see movement, you jump. I think for me. It's a demon rabbit, yeah. Possibly. Absolutely possibly. Yep. Potentially. Find the right flooring and I'm failing miserably at it. That looks nicer. Definitely much nicer. Need to get out the floor. Ugh. Just can't seem to find the right shade for it, can I? I'm just not having any luck with it. Hmm. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I forgot to change my... Oh, I'm out of paint. I'm not sure I like the bottom bit either, but we'll see. Well, seriously, the game is just going with creepy music tonight. I'm trying to have a nice chilled building session and all we're getting is dun dun. Thanks, game. No. See, I'm just... It does not want to be nice to me tonight. Oh, that's probably the best we've seen so far. Again, it has that desperately looks like it needs decorated look, but it... Probably the best fit so far. Okay, let's get some doors on this bad boy. Okay.
See, that would look quite, something like that might work really well in the kitchen. Additional storage space to kind of give it more feeling, maybe. Definitely need to think about this. Do we have... See, frame curtains. What is that? Oh, okay, no. It's just a curved, right, okay. And I don't think you can paint the actual curtains, which doesn't help. You do have blinds. Don't know whether to just go with... Come on, play nice. There we go. So it doesn't actually layer it the way we want it to. That's stupid. Oh, that's because there's another side to it. Yep, it's all good. Oh no, see, that's the same one. I shouldn't have deleted them. That's the same okay. I'm just having a moment. We're all good. Okay, let's try this one. There you go. And then take the bar across the top, if I can get it sandwiched between the two. Come on, play nice. Ah! Like that. Then we need to paint. Really? Really? We're gonna do the whole we're not gonna paint thing again? Oh, come on, play nice. Please play nice. There we go. There's always a secret bit on it that if you hit it, it paints. You just have to find it. I don't know how it doesn't drive the devs crazy. That works. Okay. Where are we with this? So I'm happy with that. I think that works from the living room perspective. The nice open, now that we've taken away those walls, I think that opens that up nicely. Gives more feel for the kitchen. I would probably paint that coving just gonna go across. It's gonna look a bit crazy though. I think. Covey needs to end there somehow. I don't know how that would work. Right. Okay. Oh, wrong button. So I know they get. I think they call it crown, don't they? Or not? I thought they called it crown. Did they not? Yeah. There we go. Not sure whether to take that all the way across and just have it end against the wall, or what do people think? Or do you think that looks weird? I'm not sure. It does look a bit strange to me, but at the same time, yeah. Maybe try that. I think we'll try that. Get this all added in, cleaned up. See, that works for me. I think I'm quite happy with that for this room. I think it's better colours, it's opened it up, and we've made it so you can use the windowsills as well. Or window ledge, however you wish to pronounce it. So let's turn our attention to some of the other rooms then. We can populate. I'm not having a good night tonight. Furnish other rooms later. So let's see. So they're all using that, that's fine. Oh, stuck on the wall. Okay. So the question I have, since this dips in a corner here, is that a random dip in? Yeah, see, look, that's just a random dip in for absolutely no use other than. Is it from the. Is it going to be. Let's take this out and see. Absolutely, there we go. Prime example. I don't know why they do it in this game, but they do. It is another prime example of. I'm presuming it was to maybe even out the windows. Of a wall being used that doesn't really need to be used. Gives it more space. Now to me, I would be tempted to take this down here. That's a half wall. Okay. So that's a half. Well, no. This is the half wall here, and that's a full wall that leans up against there. Right. Okay. So I would be tempted to take that out and then make that a small cupboard. Closet. Take your pick. and open this up to expand the bathroom. Again, you could in fact leave that open and use that as storage space. Actually, do you know what I would do? Let me think about this here. So you could have a... Now, you could put a bath in here, or you could put glass panels across the front here and have a giant walk-in shower. You would lose... Why is that a hitched ceiling? No other random reason than it is. Ah, that's why. Because that's a half wall, not a full wall. So... Okay. All these things to consider. I thought I chose another block piece there, and apparently I didn't. I'm just turning a cube. That was useful. Sometimes finding the right pieces annoying. There's just so many more pieces now, and which is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's fantastic that they've added in so many new pieces. But it can make finding the right piece a little... Is that going to be the wrong one on that side? Yeah, see. So we need it to have the two sides, but it needs to be infilled at the back. finding this piece can be annoying. Let's see if we can get it. Oh. I think it was that piece. Yes, there we go. Okay. So we take that back out. Lesson learned. That's a half wall. Must remember that's a half wall. Otherwise it's going to cause chaos for us. Okay, so this is still the master. We've rejigged. There's so many new options now. Which is fantastic, but I mean, some of these pieces are insane. I suppose it's for roofing purposes. It's for all the crazy roofing that can be done. Let's fix the roof up. And I'm not going to paint this back as drywall. I will actually turn this into a workable space for definite. Match the bricks outside, I think, would be more sensible. So if we know the bricks outside are this. Painted the table. So let's do this. Essentially I start with a wee house first because it's somewhere to put a bed down for me as a respawn point. Not that I should need it, but I kind of see it's my base of operations essentially for the rest of what I will do. But I mean, we've already been, I mean, you can see we've been at this 2 hours, and okay, so the first sort of 20 minutes were finding location, getting set up, but you can spend hours doing a single location if you choose to. You know, you don't have to be. There can be quite a bit to do. So I would be tempted to move the access from here out to Ah, see, is that on? That's because that's a single roof, that's why. And I don't think it goes out to there. Otherwise I would have put the roof access or the attic access in there, which to me would make more sense. So how far over does the... where does the main roof kick in? Yeah, see, it's not till a bit further over, is it? It's not till about halfway across the house. Because again, otherwise you could have had access in here. I'd be tempted to move access out simply so that it's not in the bedroom. I just find it really weird that the access is in the bedroom. Let's just move it out here for the moment. Which... ah, won't work because that's a half wall. Oh, oh, the difficulties. Would have to go there. There we go. See now, normal building within 7 days would have you put the hatch here. But anybody who actually has a house would not have the hatch there. You would have a hatch there, although it would come down the way, not the other way. You know, your hatch would be there, and you would open it and your ladders would drop down essentially. You know, that would be... yeah, like that. And then your ladders would drop down from above. I mean, that to me feels more natural. I mean, we're not... this is not a living house in the sense of we're not playing this game building to live in this. This is more to feel more realistic. So I think that to me makes more sense because... although I think I mean... the weird things that go through my head when playing this game. I think next time I might turn the creepy background music off while we're trying to chill. just a side thought, you know. Again, there's not a lot of tile selection, is there? Not really the... I can't decide what's more annoying, that they give you limited swatches of patterns, or the fact that they don't really go together, which makes it even more complicated. No, do you know what would actually work better for that? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, like that, I think. Please, developers, give us more swatches. Okay, that works for me. See, that opens the space up in a better way, I think. Quite like that. Right. Okay, colours for bedrooms. Okay, so we've gone with greeny creams. And there, I need to decide what colours we're going to use in here. Let's make sure everything matches. That would be a good start. Okay. Definitely weird music tonight on this game. Maybe it's just because we're not running around shooting, killing, making things go boom, that I'm more aware of the background noise of the game. I don't know. That's a good point. There was an update since the last we played. It is possible that that's come in since we last played. That's a very good point. Right, so I'm gonna go with alright. So if we go with this for the moment, I always use white doors internally and the brown doors externally. That's just the way I do it. What's going on there? Oh, okay. That's a half wall, that's what's going on there. Karen, I heard footsteps outside. That's really creeping me out now. It's a chicken. It's a chicken. Why do I keep checking? I know the zombies are turned off. I gotta stop doing that. Right. So I'm gonna go for slightly smarter colours in this room. So we need door frame of some kind to hold the doors. Or we paint them as a centered plate. That essentially. No, see that? Doesn't feel right to me because then you don't have a defining space. To me, you should have a defining frame, shouldn't you really? But there's a half wall there. Okay. That throws a spanner in the works. If you do it... No, that wouldn't work either, would it? Because then, because of the way the blocks work, you can't have anything in that block. Which would... Oh, oh, it's gonna test me, isn't it? I mean, other than just something along the top to define it, so it stands out. Oh, that's hideous. And then whatever one you want. That was not the button I intended to press. Bit like that, so it has a bit more of a specific feel to it. Yeah, so it feels like sliding doors. I like that. That feels a bit more like a cupboard. Yeah, like that. I mean, okay, we can't do anything in there, but that's gonna annoy me actually. I don't think I did the floor, did I? No. I will know. I will know it's not been done. Right, we need a floor in here. Oh lord, this is where it gets difficult, isn't it? Because the flooring is useless. Yeah, definitely. I'll go with that, I think. Yeah, no, I prefer that one. Texture on the floor, since there's no texture on the walls. See now, no one would have seen the floor in there, but I would have known. I would have known. Like so. Is that over? Yeah, that's overlapping. So again, we have to do what we did before, which is get rid of the... and just move it up. And then that allows us to put the glass on the outside and use the windowsill. windows in the attic. Loft, attic, take your pick. The word. Actually, I think I would leave the grubby ones in the up there, and I think. Oh no, I put one of them in there, didn't I? So maybe do the same for this one, maybe. Game. Okay. I'm a bit nervous when the game gives you a lag spike when you're not you don't have zombies in it. It's like, why am I getting a lag spike? There's nothing loading in. Right. I'm not going to play for too much longer, guys. It is getting close to midnight, so I'll play for a little bit longer, but not too much longer. One of the things I would like to do is at least think about getting some electricity running in this house. Well, that's quite neat. Not sure I'd use it for this room, but that actually works quite neat as a... Ooh, sun glare. You could just have an extension of the roof, I suppose, like that. Which is more common in British houses. I know, although the roof tends to be matte and the coving tends to be... No, coving usually is matte as well. Tends to be standard in British houses. You tend to paint the roof with the same colour you paint the coving. So we need to... Are we happy with that? Or do we want to change that up? It just looks weird. Too dark. That looks green, not grey. I'm just not gonna... How strange. Man, I'm missing my spots. Right. Okay. Again, why can't we have clean ones? That'd be really nice. Oh. Why is that facing the wrong way around. How weird. Can you paint the shower heads? No. That's worth a try. See, that's too big. You need a skinnier pillar than that. See, that's not pillar though. It's just a pole. That's a bit better. See, I wouldn't put a portrait painting in one of the bathrooms, because that's just kind of creepy. Who wants to have somebody look at you while you're bathing? That's just creepy. So, you know, I could have been really sneaky and put something like these clothing shelves into the cupboard as well, and then put the cupboard doors on. So, again, you can't see them, but you know they're there. See, they used to have other pictures. They used to have landscape pictures and things, but I've not seen them. I don't know if they... I think they took them out of the game. Hmm. You do start to gather quite a lot of crud in your bags that you do eventually need to think, oh, I need to go clean that out. things you can think about doing. It's just a case of finding the right thing, really. I thought I saw... I don't know what I thought I saw, to be honest. Just one of those things. Oh, look, I mean, you could go and put wine in the kitchen and things. I mean, there's so many things like that we can add in that looks quite neat. I think you could put a backpack on the window. Or not? Why is it sitting so high up? It shouldn't be sitting so high up. Yeah, so I mean things like you can put water coolers into the houses, you can put, there's quite a few things you can add in as decorations really, if you spend the time doing it. Not... Let's clear out some of my bags. My bags are getting really full. What I do need before I log off tonight is to make sure that I put down how did that? Yeah, it registered as a bed, excellent. Now, the problem you have is that because they're half, those tables are half height, you can't actually create the table and then put the lamp on it if you wanted to have the table and paint it, which is a little annoying. And I don't think I can paint it. No. So you're kind of just stuck with that, really. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think there is. I think there's only the... I'm sure there's some clever way you can use blocks to make a standalone mirror, but my brain is not working enough to do that tonight. so we need to put some other furniture in here. Think about doing a bit of decor. You've got another bathroom to do and another bedroom to do, and then potentially, I'm not too stressed, I'd maybe put a car in here. That'd be it. And utility rooms. Like I say, sometimes you do the decor and that's it, and then you don't worry about the furniture, and other times you furnish it. Because this is essentially what I'm seeing is my base of operations, I'll decorate it, but the rest of them I don't always decorate. So that gives you an idea of where we are. I think I'm going to call it here. So just to anyone who wasn't on earlier, just to see sort of the space we're looking at and where my house is in relation to that. So I mean, we've got plenty of things we can be looking at. If there's any buildings there that you see that you think would be a nice one to do next, just shout out and we can potentially look at doing them next time we're doing this. There's plenty of other little houses. There's lots of shops and industry buildings. Some completely demolished, as you can see, and some of them just needing tweaking. So, and as always, it's not the only town in the area, so you know, we can move around till we find better buildings. But I think that's a good start. I mean, it's looking much better than it was. It's still needing a little bit of cleaning up, and definitely needing some garden work done as well. It's not in the best garden shape, but given that I haven't done this in a while, it was very enjoyable to do, and it took me a little bit to get back into the rhythm of it, but certainly I think it's definitely a more relaxed way of playing 7 Days, that's for sure. So I'm definitely gonna leave the stream here. So good night all, and I hope you've all had a lovely evening and enjoyed watching. And as always, give us a follow if you're enjoying yourself, and if you want to see any of our other stuff, have a look on the Twitch channel, and if there's any older stuff that we might have done, you'll probably find that on our YouTube channel. And we also have Facebook, so give us a like, give us a follow, and we will sort of keep in touch and follow the stream. So see you later all.